More than 71,000 fans packed Waverley to see if their fairy tale run could continue. They had just sneaked into the finals after a thrilling round 22 and then slaughtered North and Sydney in the first 2 weeks of the finals by a total of almost 33 goals. Absolutely incredible. But on preliminary final day, they were pitted against the powerhouse side of the era, Alan Jean's mighty Hawks, who were hell-bent on defending their title. The two sides had met just once in 1987, the Demons scoring a huge upset win over Hawthorn, who had won an incredible 26 of their previous 28 meetings. And it was the D's who led by 5 points at the opening change, extended their lead to 22 points at the major break. The third term was a break-even affair, so the Demons maintaining their 22-point lead at the final change. We pick up play now at the start of the final quarter.
But this is still a great contest. O'Dwyer back on, Stein's on the bench, and O'Dwyer gets it to Eishold. His kick up towards half forward. Jackson might have used a little nudge there. Hooks it infield, taken by Jenke. Out wide to Russo, half-back flank. Hawks first into attack, up towards half forward, too long for Loveridge. Good mark taken by Stretch. Trouble for Healy. And Brereton's come up to the middle of the ground to get into the action. Gets the hand pass away to Curran. Off to Platten. Platten a high kick. Up to half forward. Dumped down by Hughes. Goes to Spalding. Off to Bailey. Back to Spalding. Great quick interchange. Beautiful play. Eishold.
Top interchange of handballs, as Drew said, as Eishold barrels a long one. I think the breeze might be going to that end. Chance now for Wilson if he can get up. Jackson, he's got the pace on Jenke if the ball will bounce for him. Grinter with some support. Oh, off the ground and out on the full. Langford coming in there. The ball, I think, might have hit his boot more than the other way.
Yeah, it was bad luck for Chris Langford.
And Grinter, a show from here. He just shifts the cameraman. The breeze, well, it's anyone's guess what it's doing. Might just be...
there it is again.
Might have been over the line, was he, when he hit his foot?
Yeah, look at that angle. Very tight angle there for Grinter. It's not a bad kick, though, Grinter.
No, the breeze keeps it out. Russo handballs it through. 23-point lead, minute and a half, last term.
Oh, the ball swung around the other way on that occasion. It seemed as if the breeze took it away from goal.
Big pack of half-back. The Hawks get the hand pass out. Green in the open. Took a while to get rid of the kick. Up to half forward. Morris flies, no mark. Ground level Bailey. Back to the centre. White. Been a lot of positional changes.
I'm surprised that Brereton's playing at centre half-back because they need goals kicked.
Green gets the hand pass to Buckenara. Over the top, he's got Deere. Paul Deere, the youngster. He's got Morris, but he goes for goal. And the kid missed it.
Yeah, it was a difficult shot for goal there in the end from Deere because he was being closely attended by the Melbourne defence when he had that shot for goal.
Danny Hughes at full-back. Good kick. Arriving though Kennedy to knock it away from Newport. Curran beats one tackle. Difficult angle for Kennedy, but he's back onto the left boot now. Now back onto the right. Plenty of pressure on him. Through Deere. And rushed through by Healy. So two rush behinds in this term. One for either side, makes the difference. Again. No, it's 21 points now as the ball's kicked out. Curran's 25. Hand there from Stretch, but Curran got the first one. Umpire's paid it. Sixth mark for Peter Curran. Oh, here's a chance. Kennedy or Deere. And Deere did well, called the man in front back on it. And the pressure right on John Kennedy now. He's going back a long way from the man on the mark. He's a good 20 metres closer to goal than where Kennedy starts his run in. 15th possession for the match. Won't score, but there's a big chance for a Morris mark.
O'Dwyer's given away 15 metres as well. Foolish play.
I can see some danger signs here from Melbourne. There's a few players who look pretty leg weary, and it's a testing ground to play on. The hectares here at VFL Park. Hawthorn are used to it. Melbourne not so much.
Yes, big O'Dwyer knocked it out of Morris's hands to make a certainty of this. And there it is. Had no trouble putting that one through. Russell Morris's first goal for the afternoon. And Hawthorn coming back into this game a little bit.
Greg Healy looked very leg weary there a while ago when he rushed to behind.
There's a mark. I think Stephen O'Dwyer should have even been able to spoil that one.
Great shot of the concentration in the face of Stephen O'Dwyer. He palms down to Healy, who was bowled over by Curran. Comes Hawthorn's way, and Healy hasn't got up yet. Deer in front, Hughes spoils him. Hurried kick, not out of trouble yet. But it's going out on the 50. And Melbourne at the moment with their backs to the wall just a bit. And O'Dwyer's coming off, so they didn't give Stynes much of a rest at the start of this term, just 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, he's paid dearly for that little mistake.
He's not going to get there in time, and Deer takes it straight out of the air, intercepted by Eichel. Gave it to Bailey, who wasn't quite expecting it, I don't think. Oh, good play from White to tap it back to Bailey. Eichel's followed up nicely. They've got it to the wing, Melbourne, but they're going to be under pressure again. Brereton just too long with that pass, and Dean very happy to see it over the boundary line. 15 points the difference. Alan Jeans trying to swing something from the coach's box. If he could pull this one out of the fire, it would be a great performance from Hawthorn. No one doubts their spirit as it's given back to Ayres. Bombs it high. Dean, a forward on the back line, loses it, but has support. Out to Newport it goes from Lovett. Oh, good mark from Ayres. Back towards half forward. Danny Hughes, the custodian, will slow things right down.
A good steadying mark there by Danny Hughes. Under a bit of pressure now, Melbourne.
Gee, and Melbourne don't lead by enough just to go for the boundary line at this early stage in the last quarter. Through goes Sharon. Dipia Domenico gets the hand pass to Platten. Hawthorn looking full of running. Russo up to half forward. Morris can't reach it. Oh, Lovett didn't see the tackle coming from Kennedy. Spalding away from Morris. Good running, Earl Spalding. And the ball's gone out. The boundary umpire right there on the scene. And we'll have a throw-in.
He's got plenty of toe, Earl Spalding. He left Russell Morris standing there. Had a couple of bounces and was running away from Russell Morris.
A little more anxiety from the Melbourne coach's box now. Curran came over the top. It's White, a despairing flick at the ball. Green. Spalding caught by Morris. Blind kick from Bailey. Might come off. Not quite, Healy, but here's Brereton. He's on the forward line now. Abbott, high one to half forward. Dean, good saving mark. 71,298 people here at VFL Park for this preliminary final. Warren Dean's first mark.
Back up near the wing. Brereton. Pritchard's there. Somehow slips it to Abbott. Platten. And Sharon's done that job on him all day. A superb job by Dean Sharon.
Yes, he's worried Johnny Platten out of the game this afternoon.
Throw in centre wing. Stynes against Abbott. Comes to the back to Viney. Somehow back to Abbott. To Brereton. Great vision to find Pritchard. Up in the air. Jackson got him just as he got rid of the kick. Schwab. Caught by Eichel. The umpire says free kick for Schwab. Heldring not in possession. In between wing and half forward. 14th kick coming up for Peter Schwab. Here it is again. I don't know, seemed to be over the ball there. Interception here by Spalding. And he's done some terrific things on Morris in the last minute or two. And Morris gives away a 15-metre penalty.
He's been great, Earl Spalding.
15 points the difference, that's all. Stynes back to the wing. Viney.
Interception from Abbott. He can kick the ball a long way. Plenty of height on this one. Deer has to sit under it. Hughes, good thump. Hawthorn pump it back. Loveridge's kick out into the pocket. Sharon Good shepherding too from Lovett. Sharon goes for the open spaces. Yates should be the first there. Bounce well for him, and there's no one to give it to. He made out he was looking for the handball, but the boundary line was all he wanted to find.
There's a Melbourne player down with a cramp over on the grandstand wing. I think it's Ricky Jackson.
So all that toe Shane's taken it out of him. Stein gets it down there. Brett Bailey back between the legs. Forward of the centre for Hawthorn. 15 points down, 9.5 minutes gone last term, and Robbie Flower prepares to come back on. You listen to the crowd when he makes the playing arena. So he's going to prop up in a forward pocket. Hawthorn, half forward.
Russell Green, a long kick, 55 metres out, edge of the goal square. What a mark taken by Newport. Towards the grandstand side of the ground. Healy and Green. At the back, Viney. To Healy. Good running, Dean. Demons out of defence. Up towards the wing. Wilson with Tuck. Good contest there, but in the back. And the free kick to Michael Tuck. And the veteran coming up for his 14th kick now.
Yeah, he's a real champ, Michael Tuck. Been great for Hawthorn over the years, and still with plenty of pace in those legs.
Melbourne lead by 15 points, approaching the 11-minute mark in the last quarter. The ball skews out of bounds. In fact, they won the night final against Essendon, Melbourne, by keeping it out as much as they could in the last quarter. Now, have we seen the early signs that they're going to try to do it today? Is 15 points enough to defend with about 20 minutes of daytime football left?
Healy. Green, good mark, kept going. Perhaps wasn't quite 10. Buchanara! Very strong mark. Newport, don't do anything silly. Second mark for Buchanara. And Chris Mew prepares to come back on, so that should inspire the Hawks. Flowers done the same for Melbourne. But the man of the moment is Gary Buchanara.
Difficult shot for goal, this one. From 50 metres out, won't make the distance.
Melbourne fly to fist. Away from Deer. Curran! Out the full. Had to be quick. And the crowd applaud Chris Mew as he heads down into the... No, that's the man that's come off. So Mew has gone back on. And it looks like the two Crocs, the two number 2s will be on one another.
It hardly raise a trot between them. Brereton goes up very high, can't mark. Off to Sharon, who's getting a few kicks as well as blocking Platten. And there's a fight on with Brereton involved behind play. Stein's in there. Here's Wilson and Tuck again. And once again the free kick goes to Michael Tuck.
Well, we've seen that quite a few times this year where the player has gone for the safety of the boundary and hasn't tried to get rid of it. And the umpire often plays that free kick even when the ball is out of bounds.
Morris up high. Roving from Kennedy. Nowhere to go. Dean has done well in defence. Abbott sets himself. Good marking and play on. Brereton chips the pass. Oh, good vision, Brereton. There's Kennedy. Yes, he had it low enough. But I thought Brereton would bang away with a long one there, but he spotted Kennedy. It's a top pass. After Abbott.
Good mark to Abbott.
Got the ball off.
Handball to Dermott, and a good vision by Dermott because he saw Kennedy out of the corner of his eye, and a lovely chip pass over. This is a very important kick for Hawthorn.
Leans back on it a bit. The ball's there though.
He's done it.
Top goal from John Kennedy. A bit of relief on his face as well. He knew how important it was. And it's just 9 points the difference. We've played 13.5 minutes.
And that was a real pressure goal by John Kennedy. 40 metres out. He needed to kick that one to give Hawthorn any chance. And they're now only 11 points down. Still plenty of time left. Coming up to the 14-minute mark.
And Bernie Mew couldn't go the distance. He's back off. Loveridge back on the field for Hawthorn. But a different balance in the team. Brereton. Had a pretty quiet day, Dermy. Dipper. Straight through them. Long kick to centre half forward. Oh! almost. Oh dear, oh dear.
That was an amazing leap by young Deer. Would have been the mark of the year if he could have taken that one.
Chance still for the Hawks on the 50. High tackle, Melbourne free kick to Spalding. 73 to 64, 14 and a half minutes gone, a 9-point lead to the Demons, who in this quarter haven't managed a goal and have kicked just one behind.
Will Sporting goes for distance with the torpedo. There's a chance for Grinter. One-out duel through the hands of Flower. Langford sees it through. Even Robbie couldn't work a miracle there.
No, he's lucky if he can raise his arm above his head at this stage, Robbie Flower, after that hard knock from Dipper early in the game.
Langford straight down the middle. Yates from behind. Steins back to Yates. Coming in was Campbell. Oh, just took his eyes off it for a second there, Grinter. DiPierdomenico off the ground from Deer. Schwab. Lovitz gets the handball to Steins. Hawthorn have the numbers here in defence. Langford. Chance now for Russo. Keeps it low along the boundary line. There's heaps of Hawks here. Morris has time. Now who's making the lead? Goes high. He wants a Buckenara mark. He's not going to get there in time. Almost Curran. Stretch. Free kick will go to Morris. 10 points the difference. Coming up to 16 minutes. Melbourne lead.
And in this quarter, Hawthorn have kicked 2-2. The Melbourne's 2 behind. The worried looks on the faces in the Hawthorn box as Morris takes his kick towards centre half forward. Dumped out by Hughes. Up the ground by Dean, but straight to Abbott. Abbott goes bang. Buckenara's there, and Curran. Curran! Right in front. And 35 metres from goal.
Excellent mark by Curran. A real telling mark. There's no doubting the courage of this Hawthorn side. They've been out of business for 3 quarters. But when it's really needed, they find another gear, and they're really back in this game now.
A goal will put Hawthorn within 4 points. But he missed it. 1-2 and 1 out of bounds to Peter Curran. And that's unfortunately been his play this year. He gets the ball all right, but hasn't been getting on the scoreboard. Carlton looks smug. I reckon whoever plays them next week will be legless.
Good mark, Jim Steins. Quick handball. Grinter's kick just out of the reach of Dean, who's now back on the forward line. Half forward, Brereton. Does well. Tuck. Long high kick, Kennedy again. Good mark. Plays on. Buckenara. He's kicked 3, Buckenara. Couldn't quite make the distance from here. About 5 minutes back. His 16th kick. Goes right up to the edge of the goal square. Here's Flew. Here's a chance. Oh, Paul Deer couldn't get the boot to it. Morris. Oh, great smother. Who was the man? It's the
Eichel.
Eichel it is. Deer couldn't get his foot to it. Morris.
From Morris hit Eicheld's leg as he dived in.
Ayres kicks a goal. No, kicks a point from inside the square. Whew.
Robbie Flowers come off. Jackson back on.
Yes, and he's not looking too fit either, Jackson. He went off with what appeared to be cramp, and he's moving very gingerly at the moment.
Comes to the front for Bailey. Oh, Newport fumbled it. Stretch is there to help him out, though. Off to Bailey. Gee, these Melbourne players can't pick their feet up, I'm afraid. Here's Dean getting away from Brereton. Dean goes long. 1 out, Wilson with Tuck. Wilson's a chance. Campbell there to tap for Wilson. Behind.
Hasn't got a left foot.
Oh, I think there's about 30 players out there who haven't got a left or a right foot at the moment.
They're legless at the moment, aren't they? What a game it's been.
Still anybody's. 19 minutes gone. Here's a chance for Melbourne's Eyersholt. Knock on from Steins. Schwab. Langford. Centre wing. Platten. Has he slipped away from Sharon at last? Here he goes. Oh, Sharon's back there. But Platten hasn't given up either. Top Shepherd from Ayres. Platten finds Loveridge. Outside 50. Paul Deere against Danny Hughes. Deere!
Oh, that was a top mark by Deere.
He's played on. Oh, Deere.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What a mistake. A critical mistake after taking a top mark.
It's hit him on the scon and he's still marked it.
Yeah, it was a good mark by Deere and gave it straight away.
Platten caught in the tackle, but the umpire said the ball was held to him, and there'll be a ball up.
That sort of thing makes you think Hawthorn are not going to win it, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right. That's a dreadful mistake at this stage of the game.
Steins goes for the boundary line and chews up a bit more time. Melbourne clinging to a 9-point lead at the 20.5-minute mark in the last quarter. The Hawks have come back. They trailed by 22 at half-time and 22 at three-quarter time. But Melbourne goalless in this turn. Steins. Straight through Lovett, but without the ball. Pritchard's there. Another ball up. It'll take him a week to get up.
Yes, well, they're just hanging in there, Melbourne. Hawthorn have done all the attacking in this quarter. Can they hang on? That is a big question.
Steins in ruck. Curran off his knee. Melbourne drive it into the vacant outer wing. These are the only men there. White, too much pace for Russo, forced him backwards. Here's Green, can give it on to Russo, who's kept running. Langford, sorry. Thanks, Tom. Up to half forward. There he is again. He won't play on this time.
15-metre penalty.
Paul Deere.
And that is another Irish mistake. Jim Steins.
He
Yes,
puts Deere within 20.
A little bit of frustration showed there for Steins. He should have went for the punch in the first instant. Oh.
Missed it.
You just can't believe it, can you?
Well, if they lose this game, they can look back at about 3 chances they've had in this last quarter. One to Curran, an easy shot from about 25 metres out. And I feel sorry for young Deere at the moment. He must wish the ground would open up and swallow him up.
Danny Hughes kicks in. Healy can't get off the ground. Stretch. Bailey. Into Healy. Back to Viney and a try. Great hand pass to Stretch. Long kick up over the wing. Bounces back over Brereton. Goes to Dean. Dean gets through them. Beautiful pass to Wilson. Oh, he's met solidly by Dipper. Yates, they're both down, Wilson and Dipper. 2 Brownlow medalists. Tuck fighting for it. It's pressure in there. It comes to White on the forward line. And out it goes.
Well, Melbourne had a goal there for sure. They only had to get it over the top there, only for a desperate lunge by Michael Tuck to smother that ball off the boot. There was a Melbourne player up on the forward line, unattended, but look at that.
Wilson's
tragedy for
history.
Melbourne.
And Dipper didn't come out of it too well either, just quietly. He's holding his ear, which he almost lost earlier in the year. And Wilson coming off. Flowers off. If they make the grand final, Melbourne, will they be able to pick a team?
They've got about 2 fit shoulders between the whole team.
Flowers back on now, but he'll hope the ball doesn't come near him, I reckon. Abbott paddles out to Kennedy. Goes over Flowers' head to Stretch. Can't mark. Jim Steins is there with a bit of time. Good kick round his body up to half forward. All Hawthorn. Abbott.
No one up on the forward line for Melbourne at the moment.
8 points the difference. 23.5 minutes gone. Melbourne lead almost. Spalding on the 3rd attempt, not paid. Morris. Low pass to Buckenara. Jenke got it to him. Buckenara is within range this time.
And not a bad player to be shooting for goal.
Very cool in a crisis. 45-degree angle. Oh, woodwork! Someone up there definitely doesn't like Hawthorn.
Well, they've had their chances, Hawthorn. Buckenara, that's his first behind for the afternoon. Kicked 3 goals, 1.
Back into play, Melbourne going forward. Dean with Brereton. Russo. Viney's in there. They're so tired, it'll be another ball up. The margin is 7 points. Melbourne leading. We're almost into time on. 20 seconds away.
I can imagine what the coaches feel like. I feel very nervous up here in the box myself.
Steins wins a great tap. Jackson dashes away from Russo. Ricky Jackson back from the dead. Keep going, son. Over the top. Yates, if he can get this, it's a sealer. He missed it. And Robbie Flower was in the goal square on his own. I think it was the right option to kick for goal, but he shouldn't have missed from there.
Oh, I think he could have ran on, Drew. He could have lured that Hawthorn defender out and popped it over the top.
Well, if that had been a goal in the final analysis, I think that run of Jackson's would have been remembered along with the great runs we've seen in finals football. Manasseh. Oh, free kick to Melbourne. Well, ball's been let go. Looked like a high one on Newport. There's a chance for stretch. Dean. Out wide. Yates can make amends here. He's going to leave it for Healy. Good shepherd from Yates. Allows Healy plenty of time. Up to the line he goes. 2 against 1. The mark taken by Eichel.
Well,
The interchange players kicked 1. And
there's
that's
a
a
mark.
fine one.
A great mark to Eichel. A telling mark. And Eichel, I'm sure now, with a chance to seal this match for the Demons.
No one's wanted to seal it up till now.
It doesn't look like he wants to take the kick, and I don't blame him. Tremendous pressure on him. A chance to put Melbourne into the grand final. Well, he looked like it right from the word go. He never looked like he wanted to take that kick. But it won't be a long quarter this last quarter. 27 minutes gone now. Melbourne leading by 9 points.
Melbourne have kicked 5 behinds in the term. Hawthorn 2 goals 6.
Back near the centre. Hawthorn still need 2 goals to win. Off the ground, Langford. Platten leaves it for Green. Russell Green out wide to Morris. 45 metres out. Hand pass blindly. Oh, well played Sharon to bowl over Platten. It comes over the top to Buckenara, and he's goaled it. And the hand pass came from Paul Deere, who'd made so many mistakes. That time he got the hand pass to Bucky, who kicked it back to the centre. Is there time left for Hawthorn? They trail by 3 points.
There's plenty of time. They have to get this one out of the middle. It depends on who gets this one out of the centre. So the centre's bounce will tell the story. Tremendous effort required by both ruckmen.
It's absolutely deafening here at VFL Park. 3 points the difference. 4th goal for Buckenara. Schwab, straight into Healy. Melbourne have the big chance. Away goes Campbell. He's 45 out. He's missed as well. They haven't kicked the goal in the term. They've kicked 6 behind. 4
And
points.
they've had their chances. Both sides have had their chances.
Hawthorn have kicked 3-6 and Melbourne 6 behind. Tuck brings the ball back. Straight up is the way to go for Hawthorn. Well played, the hand pass to Langford. Long to the forward line. Bucky bowled over. Whistle. Free kick Buckenara. Siren. There's the siren. Buckenara's got to kick this to win it. It's a 15-metre penalty.
No.
He would not have made the distance from where he was, but he might now.
So the September experience of the mighty Hawks saw them come from 4 goals down to snatch an incredible after-the-siren win, courtesy of a Jim Steins mistake and the ice-cool Gary Buckenara's conversion in arguably the greatest preliminary final of all time. But